Okay, hey, this is my first video. It's Ginger. I really don't know what to talk about here. Well, yeah, I have no idea. Okay, let's just, here, I'll just talk about a fun story that I had the other day when I was walking to the pool. Yeah, I almost got eaten by a fucking bird. Okay, so, like, I'm walking into the pool to meet up with some of my friends, and I'm just like, yeah, pool time, cool. And I'm walking, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. And I'm walking, and I see this big black mass in the middle of this field, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I walk close to it, I was like, oh, it's a chicken. What? Why is there a chicken in the middle of a field next to a bunch of baseball fields and a pool? What the fuck? Like, my mind has been blown, and I'm like, okay, whatever, this is Missouri, who gives a fuck? I keep walking, I'm like, la 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 la, and I realize it's not a fucking chicken, it's a really big fucking hawk, and I'm like, oh my god! And I'm like flipping out, and I just stop, I was like, if I don't move, it won't eat me. So, I'm just waiting, I'm like, yeah, cool. And it finally flies away, I'm like, alright, so I keep walking, and I'm like, da 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 da, oh my god. Because I look down, and there's a squirrel, and it's sitting there like, and it's dead, but it has like this face like it was screaming in agony and like begging for help all at once. What the fuck was that? What is this shit? I'm just like, what? Ugh. I hate birds. And then, oh, to make things even better, like, I come home the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna derp around on the internet and talk to a bunch of people, and I'm Skyping with Mia, and I'm like, okay, and like, it's like 2 in the morning, and we finally get off, and I'm like, alright, cool, and I feel something crawling on my arm. Oh, and for those of you who don't like know this, I'm like deathly afraid of spiders, and guess what was crawling around my arm? Something that looked like a daddy long leg, and a horse had a baby, and like, you're like, oh, hey, let's drop it on Ginger. Pfft. And so it's crawling on my arm, and I'm like, oh dear god, I'm gonna die. So I'm just like, fuck. And it falls between my legs, like on my pants. So I'm like, and crush it with my pants. And then later, I'm like, changing them. I'm scared to touch them. I'm like, yeah, spider goo. And then, the other day, I'm like, making rice, and there's this little tiny spider just crawling around. I'm like, okay, whatever, and I squish that. But then an even bigger one comes out of freaking nowhere, and I'm like, oh dear god! So I like, spray it to death with like this water hose thingy, until it finally goes down the freaking drain. And then I dump like bleach and like, cleaner, and more bleach, and like bug spray, and all this shit down the drain, just so that thing will die. And then, I'm like, I'm gonna make something to eat the other day, and this thing starts like crawling around in the sink. I'm like, what the hell is that? I look at it, and it's either a very, very furry or caterpillar, or like, that's very small, or it's like a centipede with like, more legs than normal. Like, it had a million legs. Like, it was just sticking up everywhere. It looked like hair, but I swear to god, those were legs. I'm like, what is this? What is this? And so I sprayed that thing to death with bug spray, and I dumped that, and I like sprayed it down the sink. Oh, insects hate me. Yeah. Well, after I've had my meltdown, I think I should leave. Goodbye, faithful viewers. I said that right. Yeah. I'm just gonna shut up.